Hello and welcome to the Only Endometriosis podcast you need, and to this special series where I walk my own recovery path in real time with you. Before we dive in, a gentle reminder, I'm not a doctor. I'm a women's health therapist who's lived with endometriosis and managed my own symptoms for more than 2 decades, and I've supported hundreds of women through the twists and turns of this condition. I know my body, I know my triggers, my patterns, and the little whispers that tell me when things are flaring, and I know the red flags that mean it's time to get urgent medical help. I'm doing this journey with proper medical support from my GP. What I'm sharing here is my lived experience. This is not a blueprint, it's not a prescription, and it's not a promise of what will work for you. The tools I use are the tools I trust for my own body. Endometriosis shows up differently in every woman, and what's soothing for me may not be right for you. So please, as you listen, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Seek your own advice, follow your own instincts, and remember that your path will be as unique and sacred as your body is. This is one woman's story, raw, honest, and shared in the hope that it helps you feel a little less alone as you walk your own path. Hello there and welcome to today's edition. Today's edition would be the first treatment proper if I was my client. So today we're going to look at how things have been this last week. I'm going to tell you a little bit about how my journey this week resonates or translates into the journeys of the clients that I see in clinic. And I'm going to set out the stall or my intentions for the week to come. So, Sarah, how have things been this week? Well, Sarah, let me tell you. So this week has been interesting. I forgot the power of setting specific goals, and this is something that actually I'm going to take back into clinic with me, because I've kind of got a little bit sloppy in kind of the initial support, shall I say. Last week I said that I was going to move more and drink more water. Fabulous. And I have moved more and I have drunk more water. So theoretically both boxes are ticked. However, I haven't been moving anywhere near as much and I haven't been drinking anywhere near as much water. So I've kind of failed, and I know I'm using harsh language and that's something else that I need to get better at this week. But I've kind of failed in meeting those targets. I am not drinking the amount of water that my body needs at the moment to stay properly hydrated. And obviously with hydration comes better healing, better circulation, better flow. So I will drink at least 2 litres of water every day next week. And I'm not moving as much. So, okay, I kind of have moved. I've got up from my desk. Obviously, clinic days is different because I'm constantly on my feet. But when I'm doing desk days, there's a lot of sitting. And I have got up, I have moved, but I haven't moved enough. I haven't done I'm not going to say exercise because I wasn't planning on doing any exercise. I'm not feeling as if exercise is going to serve me at the moment. But my intention had been that I would do a little bit of maybe dancing or moving or shuffling at least for 5 minutes every day. Sorry, not every day, every hour on the hour every day when I'm working. And I haven't done that. I've done it for a few handful. I haven't kind of stuck to that goal because it wasn't one of my goals. My goal was just to move more. And now I understand when I'm talking to clients and I kind of say, okay, how have you done on your moving more goal? And they're like, oh yeah, I've moved more. But you can see sheepishly in their eyes that they're kind of still knowing that they're not doing enough. And part of that is it's quite difficult. So part of it, there's so many things that are wrapped up for so many women, and myself included, around proper self-care, feelings of self-worth, feelings of worry, anxiety about what will happen if we do these things. And it's quite a complex journey when we look at these simple self-care techniques. And I'd forgotten just how complex it can be, because I know that for a lot of women, for a lot of people, it's really easy. A lot of women, a lot of people find it so easy to drink 2 litres of water a day, find it really easy to do 20 minutes, 30 minutes walking a day, gym classes, and it just comes naturally. For many women, it's been a struggle to get to that point. For many women, I know it's kind of sort of completely rewriting the habits, rewriting the rituals and the routines to enable them to get to that point. And for some women, it's a real struggle. Remember, our brains don't like change. So if we're telling our brains we need to be different, we need to be better, all the stories around our own insecurities, our own fears come up when we're kind of giving ourselves that message. And then we have the fact that just pure change is difficult, no matter how that change comes about, even if it's for our greater good, for our higher benefit, for our own well-being. It's really, really difficult sometimes to make those changes for a variety of reasons. So that's kind of what I've been battling a little bit with this week. I'm not going to say that it's been fully that, because I didn't set myself the right targets. And I know some clients I can say, okay, I'm suggesting that you maybe drink a bit more water this week, and that's enough. That's enough for them to say, yeah, do you know what, I need to do that. And they go away and they drink the water that they need to keep themselves hydrated. Other women like me need a specific target. So like I say, this week I will be drinking 2 litres of water or more every day, and I will be moving for at least 3 minutes. I'm not going to set 3 minutes actually. My actual goal for movement this week is going to be to move to at least a song's length every hour that I'm sat at my desk. So for every hour that I'm sat at my desk, I will pop a song on the smart speaker. I don't want to say the name, otherwise it'll ping into action. But I'll say the name. I'll set a song on the smart speaker, and I will move for all of that time. And that could be a quick dance in the kitchen. It could be doing squats while I'm doing the washing up. Anything that's just movement, that's just getting a little bit more flow of oxygen, chi, blood, all of that into my body. And I'm still going to use massage in that movement as well, because that's still flow, that's still inviting movement through my abdomen. So some of those movements might be just a 5-minute stomach massage or a 5-minute gentle qigong exercise. So genuinely, I am feeling better. I'm not feeling better, but I am feeling better. I'm feeling calmer. I'm feeling more in control. The pain does seem to have decreased, so that my scores have gone down. Obviously, the medicine from Zoe will be having an effect now. There's enough time that I've been taking that for it to start to impact. So I'm thinking that that's probably doing its thing as well. But just knowing that I'm getting, there is an anxious part of this as well. So I was going to say that just knowing that I'm getting the results of the scans next week is kind of a little bit empowering. But it is actually a little bit anxiety inducing as well, because although whilst I don't think I've got any of the symptoms that make this a scary health episode, until you get the results, there's always a little bit of doubt. So there is a little bit of anxiety around that. But the fact that I'm actually going to get the results next week is kind of giving me some sort of security, giving me some sort of reassurance. So the fact that I have been moving a little bit more, I have been drinking a little bit more, I think is also helping. My skin is a lot better. I do have a little bit more energy. I'm being more realistic rather than, and again, you'd think I'd know all of this, but rather than being harsh on myself because I haven't done a power walk, rather than being harsh on myself because I'd said I'd get back to couch to 5k, I'm just gently admitting to myself that actually none of those things are going to serve me at the minute. My stomach, the last thing my stomach wants is to be jiggling about. The last thing my abdomen needs is sort of enforced peristalsis. Is that the right word? GCSE biology coming back after 40 years, 30 years? I'm not that old, 30 years. So that I need to be a lot more gentle with myself. And that's something that I've been trying to do this week. I've been using mantras about trusting my body. I've been using mantras about trusting the health system that I do spend a lot of time mistrusting, because quite often most of my clients, if not all of my clients, come to me with horror stories about how they've been treated by doctors and specialists. So I've been reassuring myself about my trust in the healthcare system. I've been reassuring myself in my trust with my own body, and I've been reassuring myself about my trust in myself, because it's actually been quite a big thing for me, this, and especially doing it on a podcast. I've made a big thing about the fact that I've managed my own endometriosis for 20 years and I help other women to do the same. And now to come out and say, actually, I'm really struggling with this flare up. I didn't catch it in time. I didn't do all of the things that I knew I should have been doing. And I did hear my body's warning signals. I knew that they were happening and I basically ignored them. So for me to come out and say, oh goodness, I've been really sort of letting myself down, I suppose, was a major thing. And that's what stopped me, I think, I don't know if it stopped me from seeking help, but it's certainly been a barrier to writing and talking about this experience. But hey, I'm human, we're all human. And part of endometriosis, a massive part of endometriosis, is all around self-blame, self-worth, and that kind of gentleness towards ourselves. So that formed the basis of what I've been doing this week. Although I've been trying to move more, although I've been trying to drink more, the bulk of what I've been doing is actually being really, really gentle with myself. And it is paying off. Like I said, the medicine's probably kicking in as well. The pain is still there. It's less bossy, shall we say. It's less in control of me. I feel more in control of it. I'm doing Reiki on my tummy when I need to. I'm doing breath work exercises. I'm doing some Qigong and some Tai Chi when I need to. And it feels as if it's already starting to have an impact. However, and this is a big however, and this is kind of the point of today's episode. I think this is, so how do I say this? I think this is the point where a lot of women start to feel as if their condition isn't too bad. And I know that not part of the reason that I ignored my warning signals and I didn't listen to my body, but it's very, very easy to do with endometriosis as well as other conditions, but especially things that are fluctuating with your hormonal cycle, because we tend to have specific flares. So ovulation, whenever that was, a couple of weeks ago now, but when I had the scan, it was around ovulation. And around that time, my symptoms were excruciating. They were really sore. So those initial scores that I gave you in the last episode, they were on the back of ovulation. So that was kind of heightened. Things die down naturally. So, like I say, I'm sure the medicine is having impact. I'm sure everything I'm doing is having an impact. But part of my body would have been doing this anyway. Part of these symptoms, part of the thing is that these symptoms would have been relaxing. These symptoms would have been releasing naturally around this time anyway. And quite often it's very easy for us to kind of say, oh, well, actually, I'm not that bad. This is manageable. I'll push through and then I'll be fine. It's gone away by itself. And then bang, at the bleed or at next ovulation or whenever your cycle triggers, it gets bad again. And we think, oh, I must ask for help. I must do something. I must do this. And then it wanes again. And we're like, oh no, this is actually manageable. And I'm fairly certain that part of that is the psyche of a woman, because obviously childbirth apparently isn't the easiest of processes. It's not the most pain-free of processes. Yet for a woman, that pain and all of the other stuff that comes with it is forgotten. Otherwise, we'd never have more than one child, I guess. But I do think that with things like endometriosis, cyclical pain, it's very easy to forget just how bad your symptoms are when they're in that cycle of flare, wax and wane, flare and unflare, flare and unflare. So this is where I've been this week. I've kind of been recognising that my body feels better, but I've not been telling myself that I am getting better, because it's still very early days. As we know, endometriosis is very complex, and what I'm experiencing now, a lot of it possibly would have just been the natural waning of my symptoms anyway. So I haven't been massively enthusiastic about the fact that I'm a lot better. Obviously it's great. Obviously I'm thanking my body. I'm giving gratitude for my whole being for getting me through the ovulation phase, but this false friend of this lull, I'm not going to take that as me getting better. I'm not going to do what I had been doing in previous cycles over the last 18 months, where I've kind of been trying to tell myself, oh no, I'm fine now, look, I can go for a run, and I've been pushing myself to prove that I'm okay. And that is really common when I talk to clients, prospective clients. For many women, the time that they come and see me, or the time that they go back to the doctor, or the time that they take that action, is the time that they realise they've been putting it off. The time that they've realised that actually this isn't getting better. It has lulls, it has these wanes, but actually the symptoms aren't getting better by themselves. Because it's easy to think, oh, I'm fine, look, I'm not that bad, I can go for a run, I can go to the gym, I can just get on with it, I can push through until next time. It's quite often that next shift, that next hormonal wave rolls in like a tidal wave, and everything kicks off again. So this calmness that I'm feeling, it's real. I am feeling better, I am absolutely feeling better, but I know that next week, the week after, whether this is a cycle that's all over the place or a cycle that's predictable. It could be next week, it could be the week after, it could be the week after that. But I know that at some point my body's going to spike again. The pain will come back, the inflammation will try and come back, and I need to keep on top of it during this lull period. So I'm honouring that calm, I'm honouring the peace, I'm honouring the reduction in the symptoms that I've been feeling, but I'm not letting it fool me. I am not being fooled by this lull. So I've been letting go of things that I need to. I know that my experiences over the last 18 months have contributed massively to my endometriosis flare-up. And I know that I've been holding too much, I've been carrying too much, and I haven't been looking after that deep-seated well-being, my mental health, my emotional well-being. I haven't been looking after that as much as I should, because on the face of it, everything is fantastic. It was fantastic, and it was. But there's something that I should have addressed on a lot deeper level than I did. I did at one point, but again, I ignored my body's warning signals. I thought I was better. I thought I could push through and manage. So that's a big thing of what I've been doing this week. And I know, again, that I come at this bit from a point of, I don't know if it's, I was going to say privilege. I don't know if it's privilege. It's my belief. It might not be fact. It certainly isn't everybody's belief, but I genuinely do believe that our emotions are intrinsically linked to our body. So I come at it from a viewpoint that I already believe this. I already practice a lot of what I preach. And so the mantras, the affirmations, the journaling that I've been doing this week are starting to move me to a place where I am ready to let go of the things that I wasn't letting go of last year. The last 18 months, those things that I've been holding on to, the things that I've been grasping and not releasing. I'm moving myself gently into a place where things are releasing, where things are letting go. So things like I said about the trust in my body. So actually I shall read the mantras that I've been writing, just bear with me. So the mantras that I've been writing down, that I've been saying to myself, are versions of: I trust my body to tell me the truth. I am in control of my actions, not my fears. I walk alongside the doctors, not instead of them. My calm is my medicine. So there's been little other ones that I've thrown into the mix now and again, but they're kind of the backbone of what I've been doing this week. And they're not just words. So when we're doing affirmations, we don't just say them like I just said them there. We're actually feeling them. So as I'm writing them down, I'm reading them, I'm writing them. It's acting as a nervous system reset. It's acting as a message to my brain to tell my brain that I am safe, to tell my brain that I can heal, and give myself that space and that permission to do all the healing that I need to do. Because again, I'm coming at this from my 100% belief in my body's ability to heal itself, and that might require some assistance. I've always said I'm not against surgery, but my body knows what it needs to do if it can heal itself, to heal itself. So what am I going to be doing next week? So next week I'm going to be preparing myself for the results. I don't believe there's anything seriously wrong, but I am going to be preparing myself just in case. I do feel calmer, and I'm being very, very gentle about it all with myself. I'm not going to put myself under pressure. I'm certainly not going to worry about it. I won't know anything until they ring me. And I have a scheduled appointment for that. So until then, I'm not going to worry about it. I will continue with my mantras. I've written some more mantras. So it'll be something along the lines of: the results don't change who I am. The results don't change how capable I am. They don't take away the tools I've used for 20 years. They don't take away the medical support around me, and they don't dictate my future. They just inform it. So they're not really mantras that I'm going to be using, like writing, journaling and things, but they are notes that I'm going to keep reading as and when I need that little bit of reassurance that actually, just because I am using doctors, just because my body is flaring again, it doesn't define me as an expert. It doesn't define me as a clinician, as a therapist, as a support to other women. So this week, I will be drinking 2 litres of water. I will be moving every hour. So you can picture me dancing around the living room to, I don't know, a bit of Chesney Hawkes maybe. I don't know why I said Chesney Hawkes. But yeah, I'll be moving more, insert tangible goal here. I'll be drinking more insert tangible goal here. I'll be continuing to be really gentle with myself. I'll be continuing to do the healing, the moving towards being able to release what I've been holding on to these last few months. And I will be reminding myself that, of my power. I will be reminding myself that what I'm going through, what I'm experiencing, whatever the results say, it's not a reflection, it doesn't define, and it certainly won't define going forward who I am. So it's nothing big, it's nothing massively shifting, it's nothing huge, nothing dramatic, just more of what I know works. I'll be doing more Reiki. I don't know about the tummy massage. I'm not going to set that as a goal because it all depends on the symptoms. If there's very minimal pain, if there's very minimal, is it very minimal? Just minimal. If there's minimal pain, if there's minimal inflammation, then we might look at doing a tummy massage, but I'm not going to set that as a goal because sometimes that's not what I need. I'm going to listen to my body. Instead of arguing with her, instead of trying to prove a point to her, then I'm going to listen to her, which is something I've not been great at these last 18 months. So, simple, steadied, anchored actions this week. Preparation for the results, preparations for the next steps, while still being really gentle and really empowering around what I can do. I don't want to fix everything. I don't want to fix the symptoms. I'm doing the air thingies. I don't want to fix everything. I don't want to fix the symptoms. I'll do more of what I think is working. Again, if you're on this kind of path, if you're walking this kind of path, either at the same time or whenever, remember to track things as you're going through them. So remember to track your scores, remember to track what works for you, remember to track how it makes you feel, because that's when you know what you need more of in your life and when you need more of it. So, soothing, steadying, supportive. That's going to be my vein for this week. I shall let you know how I get on in the next session. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for listening to this episode. I hope that it's helped and at the very least have given you hope and some solace that you're not alone in your own endometriosis journey. I'd like to thank Chris Collins for my theme tune. It's called Kindness, which I thought represented exactly what I wanted to walk this journey with. If you would like my help, if you would like any more information on my services, then you can check out my website on halcyonwomenhealth.com/women. And if you would like to take advantage of my free symptom tracker and a discount on the endometriosis workbook, then you can find that in the show notes. Thank you for listening.